before we proceed any further, I would like to put out a disclaimer that if you are below 18 years, please, I beg you, don't be going and getting a tattoo without your parents' approval. Talk to your parents first. Do everything that you have to do if you're below 18, so you go through all the necessary legal processes before you get a tattoo. Don't just go and do a tattoo if you are below 18 years just like that. Well, because we're in Ghana, sometimes even when you're over 18 years, you still have to talk to your parents about it. So please, I beg you, I am not advising you guys to do something which is not right, especially considering the country that we live in. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is April N and welcome to my YouTube channel. As you guys can see from the title of this video, today we are going to be talking about tattoos. And of course, we all know the attitude of Ghanaians to tattoos. Hey, she has a tattoo. Even one tattoo, not multiple tattoos, one. Hey, she must be some kind of slut or something. Yeah, that's the general attitude of Ghanaians towards tattoos. And it just so happens that people know me not just as the valedictorian of the University of Ghana School of Law, not just as the best student basically of my class in law, but also as someone who has quite a number of tattoos in Ghana. So for Ghana, I have quite a lot of tattoos, even though generally speaking, they are not many. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys about my tattoos, where I got them, why I got them, what they even are, what they look like, my opinion on tattoos, and how people have treated me because of my tattoos. So let's get right into the video. I have just 3 tattoos. And the thing is that when I got my first tattoo, I already had a plan that I would have 3 tattoos in all, and that was it for me. That was my limit. I sort of already knew that, okay, I'm getting my first tattoo. My goal is to have 3, and I think I'll end it there. And it just so happens that after I got 3 tattoos, I kind of ended it there. I got my first tattoo when I was 16 years old, and I did it in Ukraine, in Yalta, which is where I was born. And it's the tattoo that most people know because it's the one that is most visible on my body. This one on my wrist, it says "Just Believe" and it has 3 dots at the end of it. I got it done at a tattoo parlor right in the small town where I was born. So it's not really a hub for tattoos, but the tattoo master was also a lady, and it was so interesting because she looked so much like my mom. I didn't know what she looked like before I went to the place for her to do me the tattoo. And when I went there, she opened the door and she looked so much like my mom. I was like, "Mom, is that you?" Like, and obviously I was scared because the thing is that I was 16, which is underage. You can only legally get a tattoo when you're of age, that's 18 years old. And if you're a minor and you want to get a tattoo, you need the permission of your parents. I didn't have the permission of my parents. I just wanted to get a tattoo and that was it. And I also went with a friend of mine who I thought looked quite old so that she could like back me up or something. But it just so happened that this tattoo master, she asked me my age and I told her I'm 18. At that time, guys, I did not look like I was 18 and she probably suspected that I was underage, but she still did the tattoo for me anyway. I guess because it's a small tattoo, first of all, it doesn't require much work and it also wasn't very expensive. And I guess by the look of me and by the way I was behaving, she assumed that, oh, it would be okay if I got the tattoo even if I was underage. Then I got my second tattoo, which is on my back, on my shoulder blade on the right side. I got that tattoo when I was about 19. The truth is I can't even remember exactly how old I was when I did all these tattoos, but at that point in time I was already of age. And I also got it done in Yalta, which was in Ukraine but is now Russia. The long story about Crimea just comes in here. But anyway, yeah, so basically it was not in Ghana that I got that tattoo. It's a French quote about love, and I got it at quite an interesting point in my life. I got it because of my current boyfriend, who at that time was also my boyfriend, or we had broken up or something. Maybe it was complicated. I am so sick of this cockerel. We just have, like, in my area, we have one specific cockerel who is always doing his thing whenever I'm recording a video. Like, for real, guys, like, I'm already tired of it. I don't even understand why he's doing this, because it's not like it's early morning. They do it throughout the whole day. Like, oh gosh. So I'm really sorry about that. You might keep hearing him. As I was saying, then we come to my third tattoo, which is the largest tattoo that I have, and it's at my lower back. This tattoo is a tree with 8 roots and a cat. And I got that tattoo when I was 21 or so years old. Again, in Yalta, Ukraine, now Russia, so outside of Ghana. I didn't get any of my tattoos in Ghana. And the reason for that, honestly, is that I don't trust the tattoo parlors in Ghana. I'm not saying there are no good ones, but all the ones that I have seen, first of all, I don't like the artistic work involved, and I don't really trust the kind of paints that is used, the machines that are used, and just the skill of the tattoo master. I don't trust it, so I have just never gotten a tattoo in Ghana, and I don't intend to do so. As you guys have realized from the placement of my tattoos, there is only one tattoo which is visible really to people, and it's the one that is on my wrist. Even this one, I try to cover it up with long sleeves, with watches. When it's necessary, that's when I cover it up. And then the rest of them on my back, especially the one on my lower back, it's rarely ever seen depending on what I wear. And the one on my shoulder too, I can easily cover it up if I want, depending on what I'm wearing. So why did I decide to do this? Because generally speaking, I would want to work in a professional setting. And the thing is that not every workplace approves of tattoos. So when I was getting them, even though I did get them at quite a young age, I was considering the fact that they might be a problem in some work settings, and that I would have to make sure that when I want to cover them up, it wouldn't be an issue for me. That's why I decided to get my tattoos in somewhat strategic places on my body, where if I wanted to, I would be able to cover them up without an issue. About the meaning of my tattoos, it's quite personal, so I wouldn't really go much into details of that. I would just like to say that this particular tattoo, I got it when I was a teenager, of course, as I have already mentioned, when I was 16, and I did have some things going on in my life, and I needed to just believe in myself more, so I decided to get it. The one on my upper back, as I've already mentioned, has to do with my boyfriend, and the one on my lower back has to do with my family. So those are just the 3 broad areas that my tattoos cover. And of course, this means that I did not get my tattoos merely for aesthetical purposes. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with that, but I'm not really the kind of person who would just do something that is permanent for aesthetics. So if I'm getting something that I know is going to be permanent, it's not just for aesthetics, it would have something else attached to it. But some people do get tattoos just because of the aesthetics, and that's none of my business. I don't have any opinion on that. I think to each his own, but it's just not my thing, generally speaking. To be completely honest with you guys, since I've had my tattoos, and it's been years now, I'm 23, so I think from the last tattoo that I got, it's been about 2-3 years. I haven't really had a lot of problems because of my tattoos, which I think is really interesting, because I think people's perception of this whole tattoo issue is more negative than it might actually be in reality. So let me just explain. The thing is that I've had a lot of questions from people like, hey, so you have tattoos like that in Ghana, so like, you know, like, what is it like? Do people insult you and things like that? Funnily enough, no one has ever insulted me because of my tattoos in Ghana or anywhere else. I've never had that kind of issue where someone is like, how can you do this? You know, I've never, how can you be putting something permanent on your body, it looks ugly, or anything along those lines. I've never had that before. But let me just make this clear. I think having tattoos in Ghana, it's not just about having them in the first place. It's about who is the one who has them. And what I mean by that is, how do you present yourself? How do you look? How do you behave? And of course, I guess skin color also might play a role in this, because maybe some people think that I'm a foreigner, and in that case to them it's like normal for me to have a tattoo as compared to somebody who is black, who is a typical black Ghanaian, and if that person has tattoos, the perception might be different. But then again, I honestly do think that it's also very important how you carry yourself and the kind of impression you give. Just because you have tattoos doesn't mean that you're a particular kind of person. But I can understand why people have certain associations with people who have tattoos. Because the thing is that a lot of people who have tattoos give themselves and tattoos a bad name. That's just the reality of it. A lot of those people dress very provocatively. Not that there is anything wrong with that. I'm just saying because that is how our society is, and people are going to judge you by things like that. So a lot of these people, they dress provocatively, they behave in a provocative manner, they engage in certain vices. And it just so happens that they have tattoos, or they might have tattoos. If we're talking worldwide, that's not really the case. Now a lot of people have tattoos, all kinds of people from different walks of life. So in that sense, yeah, I wouldn't say that necessarily applies to other countries, but in Ghana specifically, most people who have tattoos, they are not really the best example of people in general. And unfortunately, this is the case, guys. I am not saying something from my own personal opinion. This is just something that I have observed. But I don't think that I have given tattoos a bad name. When it is necessary, especially for a formal occasion, I cover up completely. I usually wear a jacket, I usually wear a long sleeve shirt, and in that case, my tattoos are not seen at all. So frankly speaking, nobody has ever said anything to me about my tattoos or about the fact that I have them. Lecturers in class have seen my tattoos. They haven't uttered a word to me. All sorts of people have seen my tattoos, and it has never been an issue. I have worked in multiple places through internships and part-time jobs. No one has ever had an issue with my tattoos. And like I said, I feel truly that the way you behave and the kind of work ethic that you have, the kind of ethic that you show in class, for example, all of those things, they kind of override you having tattoos. Because honestly, I'm not somebody who engages in certain vices or leads some kind of lifestyle which is generally in Ghana considered as unacceptable. So people don't usually care that I have tattoos. And I am also quite a strict and disciplined person. So whether or not I have tattoos, it doesn't change that fact. People have also been asking me about piercings, and I have only an extra piercing on my earlobe. So I just have 2 piercings here instead of 1, and over here I have just 1 piercing. I'm not a big fan of piercings, and the reason is that I just don't see the use of them. Like I've already mentioned about tattoos, to me they are not just aesthetically pleasing, even though I do find tattoos aesthetically pleasing. Tattoos to me are really works of art which can portray so much meaning. It's like a painting or a picture, which honestly are not just aesthetically pleasing, but a lot of the time they carry a lot of meaning. And that is how I see tattoos. And people for generations have been doing tattoos for very specific reasons, cultural reasons, deeper meaning reasons, not just for aesthetics. But when it comes to piercings, for me personally, a lot of the time when I even see them, I don't like them. I don't like how they look, especially when it's a lot of them. I just don't get the aesthetic of that. The 1 extra piercing I have over here is literally just for aesthetics. It doesn't mean anything. Now, for my general opinion on tattoos, I think that if you want to have tattoos all over your body, or in very visible places, or some tattoos that are very gory and hard to look at. Some people have very extra tattoos, guys, very, very extra. I've seen tattoos which just portray blood in red ink, very serious images, or images which are suggestive of cults and all kinds of, not necessarily black magic, but things that we would consider negative generally. And for me, I have no problem with that. I can communicate with somebody like that. I might even be friends with someone like that. I have no issue with it. But I think that every action has a consequence, and you should just know that no matter what happens, you will be judged by that. And I don't think you should have an issue if, for example, you're not hired to work at a company because you have a large tattoo of an axe or a cutlass on your neck. I don't think you have the right to talk about discrimination or anything of that sort when you literally want to work in a company which doesn't want you to represent them when you have a gory tattoo in a visible place on your body. Even though, like I've already said, I haven't experienced any particular problems because of my tattoos, I understand that certain jobs do require a certain look, and it is not every employer, every firm, every company that is going to be okay with the way you look. And sometimes certain adjustments have to be made. Am I someone who is willing to cover up my tattoos every single day to go to work? Yes, I am. I am someone who understands this concept. If, let's say, I'm going for a work interview and the interviewer asks me, are you willing to cover up your tattoos the whole time that you're going to be at the workplace? I would definitely say yes if I'm interested in the job and if everything else satisfies me. Why? Because I understand and I see absolutely nothing wrong with it. When I'm at work, I have to do what I'm supposed to do per the rules and the requirements of the workplace. When I leave work, I can let everything out. I can show off my tattoos, go wherever it is that I want to go, in whatever attire I want, and look however I want. But if I'm at work or I'm at school and there is a policy, by the way, at Legon, there was no policy that you couldn't have tattoos or you couldn't show them off. Neither was there a school uniform. So that's my thing. If there is no uniform and or no policy concerning tattoos and dress code, nobody has the right to come up to me and tell me, how can you be dressing like this? Or how can you be showing off your tattoos? I personally have a very strong feeling towards this because unless you are in a position of authority really, or we have specific school rules and policies which talk to this issue, you have absolutely no right to come to me with your unnecessary advice or opinion. If you're my friend and we are discussing this issue and you just give me your advice, that's okay because we have that kind of relationship. But not if you are basically a stranger. Now, for those people who are considering getting tattoos, especially Ghanaians, all I would like to say is that, first of all, make sure that you find a good place, whether it's in Ghana or somewhere else. Make sure to always check out the tattoo masters or tattoo artists' previous works to know the quality of work and also how their artwork is like. Make sure that all of their instruments are sterilized, that their work machine is taken care of, that the tattoo salon looks like a place which is clean and taken care of. All of those things are important. Also, you have to inquire the kind of ink that the tattoo artist is using. It's very important because some people can be allergic to certain inks. Certain inks might have a bad quality, especially the Chinese ones, and that can really affect you. You don't want to get cancer in the future. You don't want to get some kind of disease. You don't want to get irritations or skin problems because of the kind of tattoo that you have. So all of these things are important. And also, of course, consider very well if you want a tattoo and what kind of tattoo you want to get. This is permanent, okay? It's going to be on your body for the rest of your life. So at least if you're going to be getting a tattoo, you have to be 100% sure that you want one and that you are ready to have one and that what you are going to portray on your body is not something you will regret. Now, of course, you can get your tattoo removed. Now technology has been advancing really fast and there are tattoo removal options. But guys, just like getting a tattoo is painful, I didn't mention that, but yes, getting a tattoo is quite painful. It's not unbearable pain, but it is quite painful. And if you're someone who can't tolerate pain, I don't recommend you to be going and getting a tattoo unless you really want one. And guess what? Removing your tattoo is even more painful than getting it done. And it also takes you several sessions, especially if your tattoo is very big, to get it off. So sure, you can get it off if you really want to get it off, but it will cost you money, it will cost you time, and it will cost you pain. Yeah, the third point here, it will cost you pain. So you just have to be really sure that you want to get it. And when it comes to other people's opinions and perceptions about tattoos, just know the kind of sphere that you want to work in and the kind of perception that you want to portray, where you would want to have your tattoos, maybe strategically placed, because you know that it might prevent you from getting work, or it might give your colleagues, your work colleagues or your school colleagues some kind of bad perception about you. You have to make sure that your tattoo is placed strategically on your body. I definitely suggest you guys not to pay attention or listen to people who are just haters or people who just want to say something because they feel like they have something to say. nobody cares about their opinion. As long as they are not in charge of you or they don't have any authority over you, and especially if they are not close to you or somebody who has a right in your life to say something, like your parents, for example, have the right to say something, then I don't see why you should even be bothering about what these people are saying. Overall, it is your life and you are the one who decides how you want to live it, and also you would have to live with the consequences of whatever actions you take. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you have any questions regarding tattoos in Ghana, and maybe further questions about my experience with tattoos, please drop them down in the comment section below. And in fact, if you have anything else to say, maybe if you have a tattoo and you're in Ghana and you've had a different experience from mine, or you have a friend who has a tattoo in Ghana and they have had a different experience from mine, please share this with me in the comment section down below. I love reading your comments, guys. And of course, if you're also interested in my content, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of very engaging, informative and entertaining content in the future concerning relationships, academics, workplace issues, all of those kinds of things, then please don't forget to like this video, and of course subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell notification button to always be updated every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.